people were horrified to realise that a little Jack Russell had been used in a dog baiting ring here in Cork. For weeks, it wasn't thought that Thor would pull through, such was the severity of his injuries. But, named after a Norse god, he's shown divine recovery skills, and now Thor has had a happy ending in that he's here in his new adopted home, and we're going to talk to Nancy Creedon, who helped nurse him back to health, and Dara Quinn, his new owner, about Thor's wonderful new life. Nancy Creedon, dog behavioural expert.
That's me.
This little fella has the name of a god, but he has truly been to hell and back.
He has, poor little Thor. He's in heaven now, but yeah, he's had a tough time, tough whole life, really, because we don't really exactly know where he came from. But when I first met him, he was after being found covered in rope burns, pieces of flesh missing, and he had a lot of old scars as well as new ones. So wherever he was, it wasn't a recent event. Whatever was going on over a long time. So he's had weeks and weeks inside in the vets of surgery. He had a leg removed. He had laser treatment on all his wounds and stuff just to physically heal him. But it was the emotional scars really that I came on board to try and help, because he was used to be petrified of people. He took me, I think, at least 7 or 8 weeks to actually touch him, you know, and that was simply just doing it slowly to make sure that when I did get to touch him, he was happy. Right. You know, I wasn't going to just grab him and make him put up with being held. I wanted him to choose to let me touch him, and that took weeks. And look at him now. So when I first met him, he had flesh missing from his one healthy back leg where ropes had been tied around. The leg that was removed, the bone was just crushed. He had massive open wounds on the back of his neck, and again lots of little bite wounds. So it was pretty obvious that he was involved in a lot of fights, and the fact of the rope burn and the flesh wounds on the back of his neck, it looked like he had been tied up and dangled over dogs, and just to kind of get them up for the fight. And with Thor's personality, and as we've gotten to know him, he'd never fight back.
For the viewers, one of the tricks here is that unfortunately, because he lost his rear leg, he can't scratch himself.
He can't scratch his
So anyone who scratches him is instantly his best friend.
No, this is what he loves. It's his favourite because he can't get there, you know, with his leg missing, he can't scratch there. And then the little stub goes and he thinks he's doing it himself, and he loves it. But I mean, at this stage, he just loves being touched. You know, any of his old wounds, he likes to have them scratched. But at this stage, because we've given him time, he's happy. You know, he'll let you rub him, he'll let strangers rub him now at this stage as well. So he's a totally different dog to the dog I first met. He has really he's gotten what he deserves. You know, he's gotten the happy ending he deserves because he's a great dog. He really is. I know everyone's going to say that when they talk about his history, but for a dog to go through what he's gone through, he's so resilient, he's so forgiving. Like, that's something that's really kind of touched me, how forgiving he is. The fact that people did whatever they did to him, dogs did whatever they did to him, yet he's just putting up with it, getting on, and happy-go-lucky away. So we're delighted with him, delighted with his happy ending.
Now, Dara,
yes.
Quinn, you're Thor's new best buddy, and this is Thor's adopted brother, Andy,
Yes.
and they both seem to be exceptionally happy. How have you found the experience over the last week since you've had Thor?
Great. It really has. He's adapted very well, settled in great, but we did it right. We did it slowly. I had loads of advice from Nancy and used all that advice, and I had long chats with Val, and I had so much information, and it's small steps, but already I've seen
Massive
huge
progress.
change.
Yeah.
It's great.